So, imagine this. It's a classic sci-fi setup. You're in a busy place, a train station maybe, and then suddenly time slows down,
Mm-hmm.
but only for you. Everything else, all the people, the sounds,
Yeah.
the whole world just keeps going at its normal pace.
Right.
And if you've seen, any movie ever, you know what's supposed to happen next. You're the hero.
Of course.
You just walk through the slow motion world. You have total control. You can solve any problem.
Okay.
The idea is that this isolated time dilation, it basically gives you super speed.
It's such an irresistible trope, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the ultimate fantasy, gaining this huge advantage just by, bending time.
Right.
But the universe doesn't really hand out superpowers like
Oh,
that.
but I catch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our mission for this deep dive is to get really rigorous with it. We've been looking at the actual physics, thermodynamics, relativity, even cellular biology that this idea bumps up against. And we're going to figure out the cold, hard reality. If time slowed down just for you, would you be a superhero, or would life itself just fail? We're taking a really sharp look at the constraints that make this power not just impossible, but utterly lethal.
I am so ready to tear this trope apart. Okay, let's get grounded. Before we get to the person, what even is time dilation in, real-world physics?
That's the perfect place to start, because the foundation for all of this is, of course, Einstein.
Right, relativity.
His theories just demolish that old Newtonian idea of a universal clock. Time isn't absolute, it's flexible. And we know for a fact, we can measure it, that time dilation is a real effect.
It's not just theory.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It happens from intense gravity or really high speeds. Think about the GPS satellites orbiting the Earth.
Okay.
They're moving incredibly fast relative to us, and they're in a weaker gravitational field.
Yeah.
Both of those things cause their clocks to tick just a tiny bit faster than ours on the ground.
And if we didn't correct for that?
Your GPS would be off by miles within a single day. So this is real, measurable time dilation we're dealing with constantly.
So it's established physics. But here's the crucial difference, right? When a satellite experiences this, its entire system experiences it. The clock, the computer, everything.
Exactly. And that is the critical constraint that just shatters the superhero fantasy. Time dilation is never selective. It can't be. If you were flying through space at, say, 90% of the speed of light, your watch would slow down, sure.
But so would everything else about you.
Your heartbeat would slow down. The chemical reactions in your brain would slow down. Everything inside your frame of reference slows down together in a perfect sync.
You can't just carve out a little bubble of slow time for one person.
You can't. So to even do this thought experiment, we have to invent some kind of, fictional field. A bubble of warped space-time wrapped around one person, slowing their internal clock, but leaving the air, the light, the world around them totally untouched.
We're assuming the fundamental synchronization of reality has been surgically broken.
Yes, and that's what makes the consequences so devastating.
All right, let's go there then. Let's adopt the slowed person's point of view. This is where it gets really interesting for me. If one of your seconds equals, let's say, 10 minutes for everyone else, what does the world actually look like to you?
Overwhelmingly, chaotically fast. If you're experiencing time 600 times slower, the world appears to be moving 600 times faster.
It's just a blur.
A complete blur. People would just flash into existence and disappear. A car driving past wouldn't even register as a car. It'd be a streak of color that's there and gone.
Which brings us right back to that super speed idea. Because subjectively, you feel fast compared to that blur. So could you move? Could you dodge things?
No, absolutely not. This is the core illusion. From the outside world's perspective, you would appear frozen. Or maybe moving in the most agonizingly slow motion you can imagine.
Like it would take you an hour just to blink.
Exactly. If you tried to throw a punch, the person you were aiming for could have lived their entire life and died of old age before your fist moved a single inch in their time.
Yeah.
It's futile.
So you don't gain control. You're just trapped in this subjective hurricane that your own body can't keep up with.
That's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And that failure is rooted deep in biology, in chemistry, really.
Okay, how so?
Well, think about how you move. It all comes down to these incredibly fast and complex chemical reactions inside your muscles. The breakdown of ATP. That's the energy currency of your cells.
Right.
If your time has slowed down, then every single one of those biochemical reactions has also slowed down, including the ones that make your muscles contract.
So even if you want to snap your fingers, the thought is there, but the chemical signal to do it is moving in extreme slow motion.
Precisely. The result isn't super speed, it's paralysis. Or something so close to it that it makes no difference. You're instantly less capable of interacting with the world, not more.
Wow. Okay, so motion is out. What about just perceiving the world, your senses? That seems like a whole other level of terrifying.
Let's start with sound.
Sound becomes a nightmare. Sound is just pressure waves moving through the air. And the air, remember, is in the normal speed world.
So the waves are moving at their normal speed, about 767 miles an hour.
But your auditory system, your eardrums, your nerves, your brain is all ticking way too slowly to process them properly. The sound wave gets stretched out.
The frequency plummets.
It drops so low it would fall right out of the range of human hearing. A normal voice would become infrasound, a deep, silent vibration.
The world would be silent.
A symphony of silent, incomprehensible rumbles. Communication is impossible. It's profoundly isolating.
Okay, what about vision? Light speed is constant, right? So light is still hitting your retina at the normal speed.
True. But seeing isn't just about light hitting your eye. It's about your brain processing that data. And your processor's running on a 56K modem while the universe is streaming 4K video.
Good analogy. The information floods in, but your brain can only parse these tiny, time-stretched fragments. You might see a lightning-fast series of still images, but your ability to react to them is gone.
By the time your brain even registers, that's a baseball flying at my head.
The event is long over in the external world. You're functionally blind to real-time events.
So your senses tell you the world is a blur, your body is too slow to react. It's paralysis mixed with sensory overload.
We haven't even gotten to thermodynamics yet.
Oh, good grief. Heat?
Heat is just kinetic energy, the motion of particles. If your time is slowed, the rate that heat transfers between your body and the environment, that has to slow down too from your perspective.
So if you touch a hot stove,
The burn that would normally be instant is now stretched out over hours of your subjective time. And the research highlights a really key point. This is not immunity, it's just delayed agony.
it just makes the process of getting hurt take longer.
Yes. And it could work the other way too. If the room is a comfortable 70 degrees, the rate at which those normal speed air molecules are hitting you and transferring their heat is now so slow, you might perceive yourself as slowly freezing to death.
You can't maintain thermal equilibrium, it's all broken.
Everything is broken. Which brings us to the final and most critical part, the survival breakdown.
Because all of this, the paralysis, the sensory failure, it's bad. But the sources suggest there's a much more immediate, lethal danger.
This is the temporal trap, and it's all about breathing.
Metabolism.
Metabolism, we need oxygen to live, and we get it from the air through our lungs. That whole process relies on diffusion.
Which is just the passive movement of molecules. It's a time-based process.
Exactly. The oxygen molecules need time to move across the membranes in your lungs and into your blood. But if your internal time is slowed, the movement of those oxygen molecules relative to your body's needs becomes critically fatally slow.
Your body is demanding oxygen at its normal rate, but it's like trying to drink a milkshake through a coffee stirrer.
A perfect analogy. Your body has a baseline metabolic demand just to stay conscious, but the air molecules just cannot diffuse into your system fast enough to meet that demand.
So even in a room full of pure oxygen, you'd be suffocating.
You'd be suffocating. Standing perfectly still, you would rapidly fall into hypoxia, lose consciousness, and die, long before you even had a chance to appreciate the world blurring around you.
So, wrapping this all up for the listener, the conclusion from all the physics is a complete and total reversal of the superhero trope.
A person in isolated time dilation wouldn't be an action hero. They'd be a paralyzed, silently suffocating figure, trapped in a subjective hell where the world is too fast and their body is too slow.
And from the outside, you wouldn't see someone stopping bullets. You just see a person collapse, maybe taking minutes or hours to actually hit the floor. It's not power. It's a state of extreme, fatal isolation. So the key takeaway for you is this. Real physics shows that isolated time dilation isn't a power, it's a lethal trap. The fantasy is your body moving faster than the clock, but the reality is the clock is the engine that drives your body.
And that really reinforces the core principle here. Time isn't just some background setting. It is woven into every single physical process that keeps us alive.
From muscles contracting to oxygen diffusing.
Exactly. You can't slow down time for one person without slowing down everything that person needs to survive.
It really makes you rethink what we take for granted. The fact that we exist and function because we move through time together with the air, the light, our own bodies, it's a pretty harsh reminder of how connected we are to that universal flow.
It is, which leaves a final, provocative thought for you to think about. If this synchronization is so critical for time, what about other universal constants we take for granted? What if you could break the synchronization of gravity or temperature just for one person? The physics shows us our very existence relies on the fact that we are all, always, moving through time together. It's a vast web of interconnected constraints that define what it means to be alive.